Welcome everybody, we are live. I have just got to do, I've just got to put my audio in, just bear with me 2 seconds, we are nearly there. And we are very close to being up and running for F2 for the very first time in a very long time. So, here we go. I will do a quick sound check shortly. Kylan's in, Edward's in. I think Mr. Reese dropped out, but I think there might have been a seat. So, F2, we are back. Remember, only 18 minutes of qualifying. And then we move straight on to Formula 1. We are here in Zandvoort. Zetu is going to get us underway here in Zandvoort. So, riding on board with the Dams driver. I have not done much of F2, so do please bear with me in terms of the teams and everything. And that is 119.4 from Zetu, but then comes NMX James in the ART with a 118.7 here in Zandvoort. The Invicta driver just getting going, and then the MP Motorsport driver, I think that is Banter Brandon on an outlap, about to start a flying lap. Then you've got the Invicta driver, beautiful car for Fear Jack. How we doing, Harry? So a very, very nice car. I do love it. Yellow's my favourite colour. A bad on 4 in the MP, going at provisional pole. And that beautiful tangerine with the Dutch colours here on a provisional pole. And then back to Jack Old. Fear Jack, as you may know him by. And then F1 Parallax is also just starting his lap in the high-tech. But we are concentrating just on Jack Old at the moment as he comes around a couple of the corners. We've got the billboards done for the race tonight as well, which are looking very nice. F7R2 on the billboards. So here we go in the Netherlands. Oh, and he's invalidated it. He runs too wide. And down towards the line we go. So we retire. So the clock is going down, so you will finish your laps with 12 minutes to go, and every driver must be retired by the 10-minute marker, and then we move on to the race. I think this might work okay. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it will work really nicely, having a little F2 race, a little trial race right before the actual F1 kicks in. I think it will be amazing, but we will see. I think the game audio is a little bit low for you guys, so let me just turn that up. I think that might be a little bit better. Just let me know. So F1 Parallax 136.6. Jack Old is on another lap. Flip-flop lad for the Prima team, and it's a 117.727. And a flip-flop lad puts it on a provisional pole here in Zandvoort. The F2 cars look beautiful. Yes, Banana, 12-minute marker. And then they have 2 minutes to finish their lap, and we must start. Every car must retire by the 10-minute marker. So Jabba just moving out of the way, and a couple of drivers coming through. One of them, Banter Brandon in the MP, he goes P2. Then we've got Oliver de Mose in P5, Balska in at P4 in that Trident. And then we've got Casey Garnell on his debut in the Dams. Everybody really excited to see what Casey Garnell can do. He's only just submitted his times, and he showed a real interest in Formula 2. It'd be nice to see him on the grid. So Casey Garnell. Then you've got Mr. Reese in the AIX Racing. He's currently sat in P20. We do have 21 drivers on the grid. Is that everybody that we've got on the grid? I can't believe the grid. Gravangan, a 117.2. Puts it on provisional pole at the moment. I'm buzzing about the attendance here. Oh, Zetu is out. I think a lot of the drivers will just do one lap and then that's it, because you do only get one set. I think VAR of Gravangan currently on provisional pole. You've got Jabba currently down in P14 for that Trident, but he has invalidated it, so we'll go back on board with Casey Garnell as he comes through turn 3. He's going for another lap here, Casey Garnell, in the Dams. Oh, it's looking very nice here for Formula 2. So, Casey Garnell, I just need to bring something up there with me. So he's got a little bit of traffic in front of him. And then around turn 10, that DRS kicks. Wait, a Formula 2 car's got DRS? I am sure that last year Formula 2 cars didn't have DRS. Oh, was it overtake they don't have? So Casey Garnell putting it in P12. Then you've got Fear Jack back on another lap. Yeah, F2 cars have DRS, not ERS. Yeah, so same as last year, innit? I was getting confused, I thought. Yeah. So we'll still see overtakes, because I found that when we did F2 last time, we didn't get many overtakes, but I think that'll be different this time, although Zandvoort will still be tricky. The cars just look amazing. The cars look so small and beautiful, and different colours and different sponsorships, and the rear wings look better, you know, it's just... And then we've got all the billboards sorted, you know, it's looking great. So down towards turn 11 with that rear wing wide open for Fear Jack. And they look more racier. And you got the F7R2 billboards there as well. As we head up towards turn 13 at the right-hander. Very easy to invalidate it, but he keeps it this time. Not like he did last time. Here we go. Fear Jack out of the final chicane and down towards the checkered flag for Fear Jack in the Invicta Racing. It's P13 for him. Wobbly Lizard in the Prima is back out now. You've still got XD Storms, Ace Claret, Priz, Maxi, Kevin Gamer and Edward all still in the pit lane. So coming down in towards the hairpin. Yeah, deadly it does, doesn't it? So as you can see, the MFV billboards as well, the new Assetto Corsa Endurance Racing. So heading up towards turn 11, Zetu will start from the back as long as everybody else sets a lap time in towards turn 11 and 12 at the left-hander. Here we go, on board with the Prima of Wobbly Lizard. He might even get a slipstream from that Invicta Racing driver in front of Fear Jack. Here we go, out of the final chicane at turn 14, and then down towards the checkered flag. Wobbly Lizard, where is he going to put this Prima car? And he puts it P3, the two Primas in P2 and P3 on the second and first row of this grid. F1 Parallax is back out. We've got a few drivers. We've got Bolska just pulling over to the side in the Trident. You've got Ace Drift in the Invicta Racing also improving on his lap time. So he is finding improvement at the moment, is Ace Drift. Slightly up, yeah, look at that. He's setting green sectors. He is 4 attempts down on pole position, which isn't bad when he's setting personal bests. And then down in towards turn 13. Oh, and a little snap there. Oh no, I think it was just a lag. And then he just gears up through turn 14. And then it is pedal to the metal down towards the checkered flag for Ace Drift, who splits the Primas and puts it P3. Ace Claret in the MP Motorsport. He's only a 10th down through that first sector on the time of Gravangan in the VAR. So a good lap so far for Ace Claret. Can he keep it together as he comes through turn 9 and down towards turn 10 where that DRS will kick in? Hoping for the bottom left. Here we go, the fastest sector so far. You can see it is the Trident of Bolska that's gone fastest in sector 1, but then it's Gravangan through 2 and 3. 4 attempts down now is Ace Claret, but he can still get a decent lap time on the board in that MP Motorsport. You've got Ace Drift up in P3 around turn 13 and 14. Back onto the throttle all the way round the long right-hander. He takes it really wide there as we go down towards the checkered flag. And it is P3. Ace Claret has got in front of Ace Drift by 17 1/1000ths of a second here in Zandvoort. Maxi Block, our Season 1 Tier 1 World Champion, is now racing here in Formula 2. What can he do in that Rodin Motorsport, and Kevin Gamer as well? I do love the look at one of them Rodins. The other one based on McLaren. And Kevin Gamer, P17 for him. What about Maxi Block? We have 4 minutes of qualifying remaining. and then we will move on to the race. 20 laps around Zandvoort. And remember, we move straight onto Formula 1 after this. If this works, it will be great. We just wanted to provide a little something, a little Formula 2, a little warmer, you know, to the F1. And I think that's what we're going to get. And if the timings work how we've planned them to work, this will be a spectacular event on a Wednesday night now. So Maxi Block up towards the line. He goes in that road in Motorsport and he goes P8. XD Storms, his teammate, is currently on a pole position. Can XD Storms get anywhere close to him and join him on the front row? Oliver Knowles with that warning. You've got Priz and Edward on the way out. Priz coming down to the line to start his lap in that AIX racing. Oliver Knowles has retired. XD Storms coming through turn 6 and 7. That is Flip Flop Lad, who has retired. So interesting for Flip Flop Lad. He's not going to get another lap on the board. P2 will be the highest he will start this racing. And then we've got a couple more drivers coming through. One of them being Mr. Reese as he comes through turn 13 and 14. I do love the steering wheel on that AIX racing. As we head down towards the line, and Mr. Reese does improve. P3 for Mr. Reese. Fear Jack is retired. So XD Storms will be next to the line with 2 minutes of qualifying remaining, and it's P2 and VAR have locked out the front row by 0.3 of a second here in Zandvoort. Can anybody come close to them? Here comes Priz, the man from Germany, in that AIX racing. Could he potentially split the two VARs? He can. It's P4 for him. Edward in the ART coming through sector 3, and we have a Trident as well coming to the line, and that is Jabba up to P11. Edward next. Edward goes P21. Wow. Casey Garnell is into the pit lane. He's in P17. Bolska down in P14. Jabba in P11. Wobbly Lizard coming around the final couple of corners. He is very slightly up on his lap time, but for how long? It was a bit of a shaky sector 3 down to the line, and he does improve, goes up to P6. He only improved by about 7/100ths and improved 2 places. That is how close it is. Banter Brandon will make it to the line for another lap. A bad on 4 as well. That was Bolska onto the grass. So a bad on 4 will get another lap in. And XD Storms has gone even quicker. XD Storms, a 1:17.1, has taken pole position away from his teammate. Then we have Maxi Block, who is invalidated. So it is 30 seconds left of qualifying. Wobbly Lizard is on a lap. Ace Drift is going to come round and potentially get one more. No, he's into the pit lane. Then we've got the Trident of Bolska, who will just make it to the line. 15 seconds of qualifying to go. NMX James started his lap. Thank you so much for the subscription. Back on the grind. Let's go, Fear Jack. Thank you so much, mate. Really, really appreciate that. You know how much of a long way that goes. All of the drivers. That is it. Qualifying is over. The Trident of Jabba misses the line. So that will be it. Everybody coming to the line now will be their final runs. Wobbly Lizard into the pit lane. Banter Brandon will get to the line for his final lap. And Banter Brandon goes P6. That is it for him. Gravangan, who had pole position taken away from him from his teammate, will be coming to the line. And Gravangan stays P2. He does improve, but it's not enough to go in front of his teammate of XD Storms. Maxi Block into the pit lane. Then you've got NMX James, who is slightly down, coming through turn 13 and 14. And he goes into the pit lane. Bolska made it to the line. He's 2/100ths down on his lap time at the moment, but that was a good sector 3. That was a nice line through turn 14. Potentially got to look how close the times are. It's amazing. Balska does stay P15. What about a Badon 4? He will be the final driver to the line. A Badon 4 all the way to the checkered flag. Stays P16. Wow, that is an amazing qualifying. And a Badon 4 will retire, and that will be it for Formula 2. So, Badon 4, you can retire, mate. Just retire where you are, and we can move straight on to the race now. Beautiful. That worked really well. 18 minutes of qualifying. Everybody got 2 minutes to finish the laps and retire. That went a lot better than I even imagined in my head. So well done to all of the drivers. Really well done. So there you have it. XD Storms takes our first pole position here in Zandvoort. Gravangen will be on P2. I'm just going to throw these in as well. XD Storms, Gravangen, Flip Flop Lad, Priz, Maxi Block, Banter Brandon, they're all going in actually quite well. Wobbly Lizard in the Prima, he's not there, so let me just throw that in. Wobbly Lizard, then you've got Mr. Reese, Ace Claret, Edward, Ace Drift, who's after Ace Drift, that is Jabba. And then we've got Parallax, Oliver DeMose, Kylan, a Badon 4, NMX James, Casey Garnell, and then the Invicta and the Dams. I will get them in just a second. I thought we had 21 drivers, but on the telemetry here it's only showing 20. Yeah, that's strange. It's only showing 20 on my screen here. Or did we only have 20? Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for Jack. So we will have a formation lap. So we do have... I'm looking at the times. It is definitely going to be close. The good thing is we're already going to be on the game ready for invites as 4F1, but it is definitely going to be close. So formation lap is... Oh yeah, we do have 21 drivers, but on my screen it's only letting me go up to 20. That might be a big issue, that. That is going to be a massive issue, actually. I will have to have a look at that after the race. It was showing 21 drivers in the live thingies, the live standings, but when I put the drivers in, it only lets me put up to 20. I wonder if Racing League Tools have noticed this. So, tyres. Nice, the tyres only 4 drivers went for softs, the others all went for mediums. And you can see the track map here in Zandvoort, 2.6 miles, 14 turns, and 2 DRS detection zones with the speed trap going down in towards turn 1. So here we go, here in Zandvoort, we are going to kick it off for the very first time here in Formula 2 Realistic. Round 1, Season 8. And it's lights out, and away we go. XD Storm's got an awful... No, it was Gravangan, got an awful start. He was not prepared at all. Going down in towards turn 1. Banter Brandon is already up to P4. Gravangan now fights with Wobbly Lizard. How has he ended up down there? The other drivers going through nicely. Down in towards the hairpin at turn 3. As the drivers run wide. That's Mr. Reese down the inside. Wobbly Lizard and Gravangan going at it for round 2 on lap 1. As Gravangan, the Norwegian, just gets his nose ahead. That is Balska through on Jabba. The two Trident drivers swapping places. Then you've got NMX James and the ART up the inside of Jabba as we head down in towards turn 8 over the apex. Beautifully done by the TGR driver. Mr. Reese is now through. The AIX Racing driver through on the Prima as we go down in towards turn 10 at the left-hander. What a start for these drivers. That is a bad on 4 that's run wide there. So a bad on 4 in the MP, I think, just run wide up the inside of Jabba. What a move that is. Oh, and he's just completely cut Jabba off there. A bad on 4 got the room, but he just didn't give it back. Really unfortunate there, because it was a great overtake, but then he just completely cut off the Trident driver. A real shame. So here we go, Flip-Flop Lad into the slipstream of Priz. DRS is now enabled. XD Storms is 1.3 clear up the inside, goes Banter Brandon. Back comes Flip-Flop Lad. These two know each other very well from tier 2 as we head through turn 2. Down in towards turn 3 at the left-handed hairpin. Later on the brakes goes the Prima driver of Flip-Flop Lad. Banter Brandon not giving him an inch. Wheel to wheel through turn 4 and 5 through the S's. And it is the Prima driver of Flip-Flop Lad that comes out on top as Banter Brandon has to sell for P4. Here comes Maxi Block and Gravangan. Gravangan going wheel to wheel with Maxi Block now. Up the inside goes the VAR driver on the road in Motorsport through turn 9. And he does get the move done, but now comes back the Belgium of Maxi Block. And he will get DRS as well. This is turning out to be a very good race. Here comes Flip-Flop Lad again. It's giving us some really nice racing here, and I think F1 Parallax made a mistake because he lost a few places. There goes Flip-Flop Lad again up the inside of turn 14, and what about Banter Brandon as well in the Campos? And Casey Garnell has made a mistake. Does he have damage? I don't think he does. Oh, he's not sharing it. Oh, and a time penalty for speeding into the pit lane for Fear Jack. F1 Parallax is getting a new front wing. Oh, Maxi Block. The road in Motorsport driver is into the wall. A huge collision. Zetu gets a time penalty as well. I think that was for colliding with the driver. So a little bit of carnage now with these Formula 2 drivers. And there goes Ace Claret through on Edward, the MP Motorsport. And that is Wobbly Lizard running wide. And 3 drivers capitalise on that mistake. What about Oliver De Moos? Maybe he can capitalise as well as they go down in towards turn 10. Three laps down, 17 to go. And that is the Campos driver of Oliver De Moos. I do like the look of that ART, the TGR one. Oh, and that was a bad on 4 as well, nearly taking out Oliver De Moos from behind. And through goes a bad on 4 on Balska. Needs to be careful here, a bad on 4. And a few of the drivers into the pit lane. And that is Oliver De Moos and Wobbly Lizard that go in. There goes Edward up the inside of... sorry, it was Ace Claret up the inside of Edward. So a nice overtake. XD Storms 1.4 clear of Flip-Flop Lad. We've got some real beautiful racing here. This is what everybody came to see when we spoke about Formula 2. This is what everybody wanted. Ace Drift with a little bit of a lag there. So the Invicta driver. to make the move, even with that DRS, but a bad on 4 might. That rear wing wide open, and he does shut it very early there. Love the sounds of these Formula 2 cars. So remember, there was a couple of drivers that started on the softs. What about Gravangan here now? Into the slipstream goes the VAR driver on the Campos. Banter Brandon covering off the inside, and it's clever racing. Gravangan sets the fastest lap. There goes Priz on Mr. Reese. The two AIX drivers swap around. A bad on 4 through on NMX James, and that is Borska that goes late, and now comes NMX James on a bad on 4. That is Zetu speeding into the pit lane, picking up a 10-second time penalty. That is highly frustrating for him, for the Finnish driver. What about Borska? Zetu's in the pits. We've got a couple of drivers. Here comes Wobbly Lizard with that DRS on F1 Paralex. He's going to make the move side by side. Go Zetu and Wobbly Lizard. Sorry, F1 Paralex. So that is Borska through on NMX James. These two have had a nice little exchange over the last couple of laps. What about Gravangan? These are fighting for a podium, the very first podium here in F7R2. So into turn 13 and 14 we go. And 3/10 is the gap, but they've both got DRS. This is what's saving Banter Brandon at the moment. I tell you, it might not be safe, and that is Edward from Ace Drift, the Invicta driver. Edward trying to squeeze him over to the right, but Ace Drift navigates through very nicely. NMX James now on Borska, and the Trident driver is down to P12. Edward coming back at Ace Drift. Oh, collision! Edward is out! Oh, and he's nearly took out the VAR driver. Oh, yes, NMX James has crashed into him. It's a safety car. My goodness me, Edward has crashed and taken out his teammate of NMX James. The two ART drivers are out here in Zandvoort. Unbelievable. Drama on the opening of Formula 2. So, safety car is out on lap 6. Just having a look at the time. We've got 8 minutes till the lobby opens for F1. And still 13 laps to go, so it is going to probably run over. But I don't think it'll run over to the point where the race for F1 will be late starting. Even if invites only go out at 5-2 for F1, potentially. But even still, it's a good race to get us to tickle them racing taste buds before F1 starts. So the safety car is out, the drivers will all group back up. So 2 ART drivers are out, and anybody that pitted early, this really screwed them over. So I do wonder when the safety car is going to go in. Is it going to be at the end of this lap? There is still a lot of drivers trying to catch up, you know. It's been a great start though, but I am a little bit concerned about the results. About it only letting me put 20 in. Because on the live results it's there, but then I'm thinking, how can I add? I need to be able to see every driver that's racing. Especially for like data and stuff. Yeah, it only goes up to 20. I've just had a look now. So safety car potentially might be in at the end of this lap. It is in at the end of this lap. So your race leader is Flip Flop Lad. So Flip Flop Lad will get us underway. Down in towards turn 1, Gravangan is through on Wobbly Lizard. Around the outside, down in towards turn 1. Wow, there's a lot of drivers wheel to wheel here. This is so close. The 2 Invicta drivers of Ace Drift and Jack Old going through. There's a bad on 4 through. That is Gravangan up the inside of the hairpin. That was extremely close, but what a move from Gravangan. Wobbly Lizard through on Ace Claret. Here comes Maxi Block. All of the drivers. That is Oliver DeMose down into P19. What about the P2 and P3 driver? Priz, the AIX Racing driver, is in P2. And Oliver DeMose has left the session. His car's still on track at the moment. Gravangan through on Kevin Gamer in the Road in Motorsport. Jack Old now back through on Jabba. As the 2 Invicta drivers have collided. Oh, and there's 2 more drivers in front as well. Yellow flags are waving once more here in Zandvoort. It is drama again. The 2 Invicta drivers having a coming together. Casey Garnell is off the track in the dams. He's just trying to stay out of the way. Did he get damage? He didn't. And that is Priz. That is down to P5. He's led his teammate through. Did any of the other drivers get damage? We will have a look. I think Jack Old got damage. He did. Look, front wing damage. And Kevin Gamer is into the pit lane to serve his pit stop. That is Bolska in P9 on the back of Maxi Block. He will have the inside line in towards turn 3. Beautiful racing from the pair of them. Oh, that was close. Maxi Block is through. Now comes Ace Drift. And living true to his name, that's exactly what he'll need to do. Drift through the chicanes. 9 laps to go. A great opener here in Formula F7R2. Rangan only a tenth of a second. Here comes Bolska on Maxi Block with that rear wing wide open. So we can see the driver behind, and you can see the places gained from the drivers. Look at this, Maxi Block being pushed. Oh! Bolska has completely taken out Maxi Block. He literally pushed him into the wall. A huge collision. He's got wing damage. Let's have a look. He has. He's got no front end plate. And Maxi Block is into the pits with damage as well. What happened there? Oh, that was a little bit silly from the drivers. Yeah, real unfortunate that he's ended up with that damage. So, there's still a race going on though. If NM Exchange is listening, he's just ended up getting a podium through a DSQ, so well done NM Exchange, just had a look at that. So here we go, the drivers, Flip Flop Lad, XD Storms and Banter Brandon, all fighting for the lead of this Grand Prix, separated, the top 4 are separated by less than a second here in the Netherlands. Anybody can still win this, they're 1.6 clear of Gravangen. So that is Bolska into the pit lane. And we are riding on board at the moment with Flip Flop Lad and then Banter Brandon. You can see the information of the track. So the reaction time as well, Flip Flop Lad and Banter Brandon were at each other's throats at the start of this race, and you can see they were extremely close in terms of reaction times. Speed trap, Mr. Reese the fastest driver on track. So Banter Brandon, Flip Flop Lad will have the DRS. Here he comes into the slipstream of the Campos driver, just backs out. Gravangen sets the fastest lap of the race. Now the top 5 are separated by about a second. That is Zetu moving up to P11. That is Jabba in the Trident that is from the Invicta Racing. And here comes the High Tech as well as we come through turn 2, down in towards the hairpin at turn 3. Gravangen in the VAR, who started in P2 in this race, is currently in P5. The pole setter is in P3. Banter Brandon in the Campos is leading at the moment with 6.5 laps to go. Remember, it does not end here. Straight after this race, we move straight into Formula 1 Realistic. Gravangen down the inside. Here he comes, the VAR driver on the AIX. Oh, he gets a little snap as he comes out of there, and the AIX driver is back through. And a bad on 4 is now starting to catch up to the pair of them. Ace Drift racing really well in P8, but he had a big collision with his teammate. You know what I've just thought? I've not even set up a ticketing report or anything for Formula 2, so I think we'll have to just use the F1 one. That is Flip Flop Lad into the pit lane with 5 laps to go. Yeah, I think it will all just work the same actually. It's the same night, same tickets, whatever. But then I'd have to see which F2 and which F1 are they. Yeah, maybe. So, Mr. Reese on the back of XD Stars. Banter Brandon is the leader. Gravangan in P4. And he's looking for a way through on Mr. Reese. He is going to get through on Mr. Reese. That's a sneaky little move. But now it is a sprint race down in towards turn 11. And that AIX driver is going to have the inside. They leave each other the space. That is gorgeous. Now a bad on 4 might even see an opportunity to make a move himself. Can Mr. Reese come back at Gravangan as they come through turn 13 and 14? This is a spectacular Grand Prix at the moment. Around turn 14, what about XD Storms? He's going to fight for the lead of the Grand Prix. That DRS is wide open, and XD Storms, your pole sitter, is back into the lead of the Grand Prix here in Zandvoort. What a move down in towards turn 1. That is what we came to see. Maxi Block is thrown Oliver de Mose into the pit stop. Flip Flop Lad is back into the pit lane. What has happened to him? Mr. Reese still on the back of Gravangan. This is for a podium. The top 5 separated by around 1.2 seconds, which is remarkable after 16 laps of racing. Oh, Gravangan's lost it. He's lost it again. Oh, he's took Mr. Reese with him. Gravangan losing the rears, and Mr. Reese has come out with damage to that front right wing. He's got to navigate for 4.5 laps, but he will not be happy about that one. Oh, look at that, a missing end plate. Because the grid is just so compact and so close together, he could potentially lose a few places here. Jabba coming around turn 14. Gravangan will take the position back, but he'd probably get a penalty at the end. Who knows? Banter Brandon throwing XD Storms for the lead of the Grand Prix again. That is F1 Parallax on Ace Drift, the Invicta driver being overtaken by the High-Tech, and back comes the Invicta of Ace Drift. Here comes Zetu in the dams, Lucas Oil. And Priz is throwing Ace Claret as Ace Claret is into the pit lane. And look at this, this is bad on 4, who is in P3 and into the podiums. Let's have a look at the tyre life of these drivers. So a bad on 4 has got nice fresh tyres, whereas in XD Storm 72% for the front left, and he's got damage. Wow, so when did he pick up that damage? This is not good for XD Storms. Gravangan on the back of Mr. Reese. I'm not sure they want to go for this move now. Here comes the bad on 4. XD Storms is slowing them down. This is helping Banter Brandon a lot, who is your race leader. So Gravangan and XD Storms, the 2 VAR drivers. So 2 laps to go, and then we're going to have to jump straight into the F1. So we are going on to the penultimate lap. Banter Brandon leads to a bad on 4 in P2, and a bad on 4 is going to get the DRS, and going on to lap 19, it is a bad on 4 that is going to take the lead of the Zandvoort Grand Prix. Can he get it back? There goes Zetu, that is through on Ace Drift, and the Dams driver is up to P8. Can Banter Brandon come back? Wobbly Lizard through on Balska, and bad on 4. Banter Brandon, Gravangan, Mr. Reese, XD Storms. 1.5 laps to go, and then I've got to jump straight into F1, guys. Potentially we might have to try and see if we can start F2 at 5:45. But the only problem with that is when I'm in work, I don't finish till 5, and sometimes I might not get home by 5:45. Only sometimes. Usually I get home about 5:30. So Gravangan pushing Banter Brandon through. Banter Brandon's lost a second, so I had a bad on 4. Yeah, look at his tyres, 83% for that front left for Banter Brandon. So as we head on to the final lap here in the Netherlands, and through goes a bad on 4. No, that's Gravangan on Banter Brandon. Has Banter Brandon got a puncher? He is losing a lot of time. That was... Why did Gravangan go through so easily? And who is that coming out of the pit lane that is blocking Mr. Reese? I think that is, yeah, Oliver de Moses' AI car, because he just left the session and didn't even retire. So that will be a big penalty. A bad on 4 is going to win. So a bad on 4 coming around the middle sector, down in towards turn 8 for the MP Motorsport driver. Gravangan in the VAR in P2. Banter Brandon in the Campos in P3 for a podium. Wobbly Lizard gets from Casey Garnell down the straight. It's a sprint to turn 1. And look at this as well. That is Balska going up the inside of Casey Garnell. And the Dams driver being overtaken by the Trident. Here comes Gravangan. The Norwegian driver is chasing down the British driver of a bad on 4 as we come around turn 12. He's going to get that DRS all the way to the checkered flag. But is it going to be enough to win this Grand Prix? It is the first race ever of Formula 2 here at F7R2. It's Gravangan. It's a bad on 4. It's a sprint to the line. It's wheel to wheel. Gravangan wins by 21 1/1000ths of a second. An incredible finish to an incredible race. Wow. Banter Brandon on the podium as well in P3. Mr. Reese missing out by 0.2 of a second. What an opener. I was going to say as well about either we start realistic at 7:15 from now on, or we start F2 at 5:45. Either one I think would make sense, just in case there was a second safety car or anything. But that was really enjoyable. That's a shame, that's a shame. So there we have it. On the top step is Gravangan, just pipping him to the line. Oh, I didn't realise a bad on 4 was Malaysian. Right, I need to jump straight into F1 and get them invites sent out. So there you have it, your race results. Gravangan is your race winner here in the Netherlands, and a bad on 4 finishes P2 and gets your driver of the day. Banter Brandon in P3, Mr. East P4 XD Storms, and there we go. And yes, it's only put 20 drivers in again, which is very annoying. So it's missed out Edward. Right, anyway, right, we've got to go. We will go back into the lobby in a second. But that was a really good race. Number 10 was Virgin. That was a very, very good race. I enjoyed that a lot. Right, I will jump straight into the F1. And then I'll get all of that posted after the race as well, guys. Well done to all the F2 drivers. Right, guys, I will be back in 2 seconds because I've got to end it so I can upload that one as the F2 race and then restart it for F1. So make sure you join back in a second.